Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Welcome to another episode of Missing Frames. This is the podcast where we watch all the movies we should have seen by this point in our lives. I'm your host, Shawn Eastridge, and joining me, this is amazing because these are two people who have never been on the show before. After this, they'll never want to be on it again. And we have first to my left, Mr. Jim Vorel.
Hi there, Shawn.
Hello, Jim. How do you feel right now?
Pretty good.
Well, that's great. That's the way you should feel.
Ready to watch some Italian horror?
That's at all times. And then to my right is Annie Black.
Hello.
Hello, and
Hi.
welcome to both of you. So Annie is our resident expert for this movie,
Yes.
or fan, super fan.
Super fan.
That's what we're
I
calling
wouldn't
it.
call myself an expert, but I do love it a lot.
And that movie is Suspiria, which is, we were going to hold off and save this for Halloween, but then they had to go and release a trailer for the new one, and it looks amazing.
It looks incredible.
And that's by, hold on, what's the guy's name?
Luca
Guadagnino.
Guadagnino.
So
Yes.
see, you're an expert on Luca and Suspiria.
I am an expert on Luca because of Call Me By Your Name.
Yes, which is an amazing film. And
Is the director of Call Me By Your Name?
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
I did not know that.
yes, so he's directing the Suspiria, which gave it some level of credibility.
That's a bit of a departure.
Right. So I haven't seen any of his
It's
other
still
movies.
Italian.
That's true.
Are you? That's like saying that pasta and granita are the same thing.
They
Just
are.
roll with it. It's
They are,
fine.
and I think our audience would agree that they absolutely are identical. But the excitement of that is the fact that it's a talented filmmaker who's making the remake.
Absolutely.
So that gives us hope for it. But the trailer was so good that it was like, let's just watch Suspiria now.
Yeah,
And we'll
I
just
mean-
release the episode early. We hope you can forgive us, audience, that it's not Halloween. But I've never seen
Pretend.
this.
Or
Yeah.
listen to it again on Halloween.
You can. That's the best part, is that this is a podcast and you can listen to it. And speaking of podcasts, this is the Nerd Party, by the way. I am going to plug it now instead of later because you guys are hopefully, well, you may have turned it off by this point. But if you haven't, the Nerd Party is just a network of podcasts, including mine, where we do all things nerdy, Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars. How can we do Star Trek and Star Wars together in a single network and they don't hate each other? It happened, and it's magic. And you should check them all out on thenerdparty.com. And that's my plug for that. But
That was great.
yeah, well, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
tried so hard, and I appreciate that somebody's validated.
I'm going to go to the website later.
Go do it right now. In fact, we're going to pause and wait for everyone to go to this website.
Screw Suspiria.
That's
Just
right.
Go to nerdparty.com.
Exactly. So, Jim and I have never seen Suspiria.
No, it's been on my list forever.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies. I'm sort of the resident horror expert over at Paste magazine, and I've written large, long lists of everything horror related, and I've seen a lot of Italian horror in general. I've seen plenty of Argento movies, giallos of his, or Mario Bava, Lamberto Bava, Lucio Fulci, Bruno Mattei, Ruggero Deodato, good
It's a
old
lot.
Cannibal Holocaust. And yet I've just never seen
Cannibal Holocaust. You've never heard of this movie?
Oh, no.
It's, yeah.
No.
Don't look it up.
Okay.
Don't look it up,
You
audience.
should look it up.
But so basically, why? Because Suspiria is a classic. You are an extreme horror fan. What has kept you from seeing it? Has it just been you haven't gotten around
I
to
guess
it?
it was the fact that I didn't really get into the Italian stuff until the last few years.
Okay.
Especially like giallos of that era. I've seen a lot more of those as of late, and Suspiria was one that was always held up as like a real tenet of the genre, and I was kind of waiting for an opportunity to see it on a bigger scale. Because
You were
it's-
waiting to
it's-
do this episode.
well, I mean,
is what
it's-
you're telling
It's been
me.
in theaters here a few times, and I wanted to catch it each time, and each time I missed it.
And now you're going to be watching it on a small TV in an apartment. How does that make you feel?
Good enough.
It'll be worth it.
It'll be so worth it.
It's very worth it.
And I've never seen it. I've always wanted to see it. It's always been on my list. I'm a big horror fan. I'm probably not as obsessed as Jim, but I love horror movies. So this has always been, every Halloween I get really, especially September, October, I'm like very, very obsessed with. I've got to watch horror movies. So this has been on my list for quite a while.
Yeah, last October I did a 10-movie film series for my girlfriend of horror films from the 1920s through the 2010s of just horror history things that she hadn't seen before.
The best from each decade.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember you telling. That's fantastic. Which one did you pick for
the 70s?
70s.
What did we watch for the 70s?
It was a slasher film, I think.
Oh, that's right. We watched
Was it Halloween?
It was Halloween.
There
yeah.
you go.
I forgot.
That's a good choice.
I know I'm not his girlfriend, but I apparently know a lot
I was
about
trying
It's
to-
okay.
life with
You
his
know what?
girlfriend.
Just for the sake of this episode, let's say we're all each other's girlfriends.
I love
all of
that.
us. This is great.
So progressive.
Just for this episode, and then after that, we're never seeing each other ever again.
Perfect.
But so yeah, I've wanted to watch it. I'm excited for the remake, and I'm excited to watch this movie. But Annie, how did you come about seeing this? Are you a horror fan? Like,
I am an extreme horror fan.
Okay.
Not to Jim's level.
Yeah, Jim is name dropping Italian directors
You
left
will
and right
not-
over here.
You will not catch me name dropping Italian directors. That was a mouthful. But I took a class that I probably mention every single day of my existence in college. And it was the best class I've ever taken, and it was called The Horror Film.
That's it.
That's it.
The class was called The Horror
class
Film.
was called The Horror Film, and it was taught by this amazing professor who I am still fascinated with. And one day he said, "We're watching Suspiria," and I'd never heard of it. And then I looked it up, and I was like, "Wow, this looks cheesy and gory and terrible. Awesome!" And then we only watched the last 15 minutes, and it
What?
was.
So he spoiled the movie for you.
He spoiled the movie.
Ugh,
but
this doesn't sound
the
like a very
last
good
15
professor.
Minutes, no, whoa. The last 15 minutes were so good that I had convinced myself for 3 years that I had seen the entire thing and
Okay.
have held that Suspiria was one of my favorite films for 3 years. And then it hit me. I think the movie's longer than 15 minutes.
But the fact that only 15 minutes, you were already ready to say this is
Oh,
one of the best things
absolutely.
ever.
It's
There's so much
something I don't-
characterization in those 15 minutes. They just
It's perfect.
You'll just
it
have
works.
to wait and see.
Okay.
They say that the only thing scarier than the last 15 or so minutes is the first however long the film is.
Oh,
That's what they say.
that is some
That's-
great marketing.
That's exact. I mean, what was this? 1978, 1979?
That sounds right. It's like early mid 70s.
No,
that sounds
late. So
late 70s.
early mid 70s.
I'm not going to argue
It's
with the expert
definitely
here.
that would be
early.
one
1977.
That would be one hell of
1977.
Yeah.
a movie tagline. The only
Yeah.
thing scarier than the last 15 minutes are the first 73 minutes.
That is about as perfect
Oh,
as you can get.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I have it now.
Oh,
It
okay.
was the only thing more terrifying than the last 12 minutes of this film are the first 92.
Perfect.
And that holds true. And I know this now because I've seen the entire film. And guess what? Shocker.
It's true.
Spoiler alert. Still one of my favorites.
No one will be
Still-
seated during the first 92 minutes.
Well, that sounds perfect to me.
Yeah, it's great. I grew up doing ballet. It's set in a ballet school, a very spooky ballet school, mind you. I've never had the experiences that you guys are about to see, but
It's set in Germany, right?
yes, it's about an American.
They have the spookiest ballet. From what I understand,
Those
Germany
Germans
has
are
the spookiest
spooky.
ballet
Th-
schools.
that is such a common thing in these types of Italian movies, I feel like, is that they're such a mishmash of location and actors portraying people from other countries that they have this bizarrely foreign quality because of it. So it's an Italian movie, takes place in Germany with an actress who's supposed to be American, but I'm pretty sure the actress is not.
She does a great American accent if she's not American. Like A+. I fully believe that she's American.
Okay.
Does
Also,
everybody else in the movie speak English?
everyone speaks English.
Okay.
There are no
But-
subtitles.
So
But
it's
are
not
there-
it's
but-
not
but-
a foreign film, though.
But are
It's-
they oddly accented?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
There are
Okay.
some crazy accents.
There
going
always
on,
are.
Except for the American. And the music is amazing on top of that. We haven't
Right.
even talked about the music.
We haven't.
By Goblin.
Goblin, who also did Labyrinth,
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
So I think
That's... Sure.
I'm getting
sure.
nods,
Not
tentative nods.
I wouldn't
from
know
everyone
that,
in the room.
but they collaborated with Argento multiple times. They're a four-piece, I think four-piece, I guess you would call them chamber rock and roll group because they
Sounds right.
mostly do soundtracks.
right.
But they did the soundtrack for Deep Red, which is one of the classic giallos, and they also did the soundtrack to, oddly enough, the Argento version of Dawn of the Dead.
Oh.
Because people
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I don't think it was Labyrinth. I think it was Dawn of the Dead.
I will say, since we are on the subject as well of the music, the new film, the music's by Tom York of Radiohead.
And he's a beautiful man too.
He's a very beautiful man.
But his Radiohead
Who
is
was
good
the
as-
first beautiful man? You said 2.
They're all beautiful.
Every
man is
I
beautiful
thought maybe
in
you were
their
talking
own
about
way.
Dario Argento.
Him
I
too.
was like, I don't.
Now,
I've
has
seen
he
it.
done anything else? Like, is this his like? Did he just make this movie and then disappear, or were
Are
there?
you talking about Dario Argento?
I'm talking about
Even-
Tom York. Tom York, a famous filmmaker. He made one movie and disappeared.
What is happening?
I don't know.
Dario.
I think this episode is going to make about as much sense as Suspiria, the film, from what I've heard about
can't
it.
wait.
So
Dario Argento was ridiculously prolific.
Okay.
He's still trying to make movies,
yeah.
and he hasn't made a good one in about 20 years.
I see the last one he made, according to Wikipedia, was Dracula 3D in 2012.
Amazing. I had no idea he did
Oh
that.
boy,
Wow.
I have not seen that, but it is infamous. I've seen gifs of it and clips of it, and holy shit,
This is amazing.
it looks like a just complete disaster.
I'm
There are
just
certain
looking
people.
through it.
There's certain people who couldn't escape from certain decades, and he never really made it out of the 80s.
That poor man. I mean, the
Stuck
80s were great,
forever.
but
I wouldn't know. I wasn't alive.
no,
No.
you missed out on a great decade. I was alive for the latter half, and I can say from experience, it was pretty incredible.
Excellent.
As far as Italian horror films, as a 4-year-old, I was very,
So have
very
You have
pleased.
great parents if you were allowed to watch horror at
right.
age 4.
So have either of you seen any other movie from Dario Argento? then?
No.
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 You didn't see Deep Red?
No.
Looks like your boyfriend has.
Yes.
He for the people at home, he just confirmed he loves that
There
movie.
is a fourth person in the room, even though we
Yes.
are all girlfriends.
He's watching
at
us.
this table.
He's sitting in a corner and
My
he's
boyfriend is
eating
also
eating
here.
Pringles and
Cackling
staring
like
at
a,
us.
like a
and-
demon.
yes, every so often, just to make us feel like we have an audience that cares about what we have to say.
Uh,
The cats aren't even here. There are
Deep,
cats in this
Deep Red's a
apartment, too.
classic. I really love. There's this giallo he did called Opera, which is kind of similar in terms of it has it takes place in a big opera company, and it's about the star of the show being stalked basically, and by a unknown assailant who keeps killing people in front of her. Like,
Does that sound like
He
Suspiria,
keeps-
Annie?
That sounds actually a lot. No, I can't spoil it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
All
I
right.
don't know.
Well, it
Yeah,
sounds like
I
there
can't-
are similarities. Just I'm going to break something.
I cannot. I cannot spoil it for you.
yeah.
I will not say anything.
Okay.
about that.
All right. Well, so but you've seen it all the way through. You love this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
No, I as they say in pop culture today, I stan for this film.
Oh,
That is
do they
the
say
new
that?
term.
I've
Yep,
never heard
that's
that.
a thing.
I have also not heard
This is the
that.
first time
This is-
Wow.
the world is hearing this term.
That is
I think.
not true.
Annie is
This-
more up to date on this sort of thing. I will trust
We'll
that
trust
this is
you.
a real
Okay,
thing.
Thank
Annie.
you so
We
much.
believe
She's
you.
not just making this up.
Yeah, no, I am a super fan of Suspiria.
Okay.
I have been since I saw the last 15 minutes, and I am after seeing the entire thing.
Perfect.
And I can't wait to share it with you all.
Well, we're excited. I'm excited. What about you, Jim?
I'm fairly excited, I don't easily excite.
He
honestly.
does not. I can confirm. Jim and I work together, and it's you don't see a smile on this man's
So
face.
you are getting a first-hand account, ladies and gentlemen, of a rare appearance of Jim's excitement. Show us what it sounds like, Jim.
Yay.
Now available to own on video cassette.
And we're back. We've just been watching Suspiria. The movie made it very clear that that's what we were doing.
That's
So-
exactly what we were doing, and we did it.
We have been watching Suspiria.
How do you feel?
Yeah, Jim, I was going to say, how do you feel about Suspiria? Did it live up to what you were hoping it would be?
It was more or less what I was expecting it to be, which is to say bad shit.
That's a good word.
There's also a crazy bat in this movie.
R.I.P.
that,
Bat.
that I have
Spoiler
never
alert.
heard anything about
No, me
before. That might have been the weirdest thing in it,
Yeah.
actually, that bat.
You think the bat was the weirdest thing
I think,
in that entire
I think it was,
film?
it was a bat puppet, and she
It's definitely
and
one
she
of
had
many
to,
weird
to
things
fight
in
it.
this
Am I meant to believe that bat puppet was under the control of the coven of witches, or was that just a bat that happened to be there?
I mean, bats are terrifying in general. I'll believe whatever they want me to believe.
Just battered itself into her and then slowly hopped on its back toward her across the linoleum.
In the bathroom.
Right. She threw the towel on it, and you can just see it kind of like flapping towards her. I hate bats so much. Yeah. So I'll agree with Jim. It was pretty much more or less what I expected it to be, which was completely insane. I was expecting it to not make sense. I almost was a little surprised at how much I followed it for the most part.
Yeah, it does a good job of following the storyline. I will say, having seen it a few times by this point, like you do notice things that make sense as you go on. Like, oh, that was definitely alluding to like X, Y, and Z 20 minutes later.
That's how I felt. I was like, I'm going to have to watch this again.
Oh, absolutely. You have to.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
This was kind of like, I was like, it feels like the first time you watch this, it's an experience that you kind of have to just submit yourself to. But there are so many things in there that I feel like if I watch this again, I will get even more out of it, just as far as connecting the dots. But
now, should we explain to the people? I confess I have not listened to enough of the podcast to know if we should explain to people what exactly happens in the film and what
Jim,
the film is about.
you don't listen to the podcast?
Or are we assuming that the viewer, the listener, has already watched the film and they're listening to this because they've watched the film?
I would like to think that, because we're about to spoil everything. So if you haven't seen Suspiria, you probably shouldn't listen to this, unless you don't care.
Or just listen to this and see the remake and be like, wow, the remake is so different from the original.
I feel like you should see this, though. Like, I mean, you
100%.
absolutely should. This movie is nutty. But, okay, so the movie starts off where she arrives at the airport. It's just, like, inexplicably this girl, Susie, is that her name?
Susie.
Now, is she Suspiria? Is her name the meaning of the movie?
Holy shit, you just changed
Suspiria.
everything.
That's it. I just blew everybody's minds. That's the meaning of the movie.
She
Not
is
even worth watching
she
now
is
at
a
this
ballerina.
point.
She's a ballerina. Yes. This is something. So that's it. So, yes, she goes to a dance school. She arrives, I guess, to Germany to go to this world. They call it the world famous dance school.
That's not its actual name. This is a common thing in ballet. You go to other places. Like when I was younger, I did summer intensives at better schools.
In Germany?
Not in Germany.
Oh, well then. You're not quite as cool as Susie, are you?
You know what? That's a sore subject for me, so stop.
All right.
But just in general, it's just a thing that people do. They go to different studios, different schools, and it's good to travel and get different experiences. And so Susie goes to this ballet school
To get screamed at in new languages.
That's accurate for those who have done ballet before. Absolutely accurate. But I will say that it's a common thing. She goes to the studio. She goes to, learn how to progress her dance career, and then crazy shit happens.
And then witchcraft.
The school is
none of that
run
happens.
by witches.
Right.
There's basically no dancing in
That's
it.
what
There's
I was
like one
thinking.
scene.
I was expecting more dancing.
Yeah.
I think I was a little taken aback that the dancing plays a very small part
Like
in it, to the point where it's like, why is this a dance
She
studio?
shows up for her first day of dancing and
She passes out. She can't do
yeah,
it.
she gets a little evil eye and
little
just-
reflective knife action
and kind of just
from the woman who looks
collapses.
like what's her name from Matilda?
Oh my god!
Doesn't she looks exactly
she does
like her?
Look like the
Yeah, Trunchbull.
Trunchbull.
Thank you, AJ, in the corner. AJ, who is our
AJ in
guest
the corner.
star without a microphone, but I hope you feel his presence and his support.
He's definitely here.
He's here. He's here just like the creepy witches. He's hiding in the walls, and he's beams of light on a wall. It's perfect. But yeah, I agree, Jim. I was kind of like, what? So this is at a dance studio, but the dancing does not take a prominent part and doesn't really play necessarily even subtextually.
It doesn't
This
even-
could
it
have
doesn't
been
even-
any experience. It
Yeah.
could have been a dance school. It could have been, a summer camp. It could have been just a dormitory.
Just thinking about the movie, and of course, Jim and I have only seen it once, but is there anything in this movie that you can point out that would justify metaphorically why maybe they chose to put it in a dance studio?
There's a certain Annie would know this better than me, but I feel like there's a certain uptightness to when you're supposed to perform on a very high level, like this rigidity and culture of you do what you're told,
Yes.
and you receive lots of punishment.
All the punishment. More
Yes.
punishment, the better in dance.
Constant
Truly.
punishment, and you don't complain, and you just
Go
suck
with
it up.
You have to suck it up. I mean, I can speak from experience. My teacher, my entire life, she actually was a prima ballerina in Germany.
Oh, wow.
In the 50s. She's like 80 years old now, so, fantastic. But I will say Jim is absolutely right. I think that was really important for this film in general, is just there is a rigidity.
Yeah.
It's a very strict environment.
It's the same principle as in like the movie Whiplash.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where you
Yes.
show up and there's somebody who's God, and
Yes.
God just beats the shit out of you until you live up to whatever the
Absolutely.
expectation is.
You have no choice.
As a professional dancer myself, I can say that I have experienced this firsthand, so I see exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
absolutely.
But so we're thinking the rigidity of their routine, the fact that they're kind of like they're all in this sort of place isolated together, they're all achieving a common goal that's very restrictive and disciplined.
The dance world is extremely competitive,
Okay.
and it's extremely not restricted isn't the best word, but it's very strict.
Okay.
Just in general, you do, like Jem said, you do what you're told. You do not ask questions. If things are happening around you, there's a reason for them, and you just don't care about them because you're just there to progress.
So
your
let me
dance
ask
career.
you this. If there was crazy, insane, like noises and creepy piano music and red lights on your wall, and you were drinking, what is it? Drug wine.
We're not quite
You're
sure what
being
it is.
forced-
It could be blood, really.
We're going to assume it's drug wine.
Okay, or
so
that.
if you were being would you be like, I'm cool with this?
If I wanted to be a professional dancer, which I did for the first 20 years of my life, absolutely.
It's a lot better than a lot of the other ballet academies.
This is true. I've seen Black Swan.
Yeah.
I know what happens.
Don't even get me started on Darren. Don't get me started there.
Is Suspiria a better example of the dance studio environment than Black Swan?
From what we've learned from ballet and cinema, it's a creepy place.
It's a creepy place to be. So I guess I could see that. I guess I was just expecting maybe for it to play a more prominent thing. Like
Yeah,
she drives herself
too.
insane because she wants so hard to be like
And
a
I
great
will
dancer.
say, since we are speaking about the reboot as well, I feel like dance will have a more prominent place in
Yeah.
the reboot, for sure.
I think that I was taken aback at one point because I knew that the film had something to do with witchcraft and witches. And
Wait,
everything.
what?
Yeah, I was aware
The
of
opening
that.
scene is the soundtrack is amazing, by the way. But I think someone on the soundtrack goes witch like right in the beginning, witch
A few times.
a few times.
A
So
few
it's like
times.
okay, we know exactly what's happening.
Wait, there's witches here?
So I was surprised when there were male students there because I think it's subconsciously in my head. When I knew it was about witches, I thought it was going to be all women because
Right.
it's like a coven.
And there's also that competitive nature. You don't have something like romance to distract you. It's very competitive. You're very in this like insular world.
To me, that was one of the weirdest things in the movie was the character of her sort of like friendly man love
He
interest.
carries bags for her.
Did he have a
He
name?
visits
He
her.
does not have a name. He wears overalls.
He
He's a good
appears
dancer.
half a dozen times and like smiles at her.
They give little-
He says
flirt.
ciao.
They flirt a little.
Ciao.
Was
And
he the
then-
one who does the wave over the red curtain?
That's
when she's-
him.
Yeah.
He's like, good night.
And
That's
then
he
him.
waves his
and
hand
that's like the
all way
last
down.
time that he appears. He never reappears in the movie, right?
Well, do you think there's a reason for that?
Is he a witch too? Or is he just, the witches are planting this in her brain to make her stay and feel comfortable.
I mean,
there.
I think the wine is doing that.
Oh, it's that damn drug wine messing with the kids. But yeah, no, it was interesting because I was very like, all right, I'm on board with this. I understand what's going on. But there are a lot of things like that where it's like, are we supposed to like invest in this relationship? Are we supposed to know who that person is? This movie is very like purposefully jarring and cut in a way that is constantly like, wait, where are we now? Who is that? Why is she suddenly talking to this person we've just met?
There are several times where you meet a character and they never appear again.
Yeah,
Like the girl at the beginning.
The bitch.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
The bitch.
The bitch.
The
Right.
bitch.
Who picks on Susie
and Sarah for being snakes.
She picks on both of them.
Snakes.
She's heavily featured early on. She lives with her for a day.
A hot minute, yeah.
And then she's out of the movie and never
say,
reappears again.
As a person, hold on, let me move this
As
up.
a person.
As a person. As a person whose name starts with S, I don't appreciate the assumption that people whose names start with S are snakes. But I guess for that moment, I forgive it just because I got that scene where
I feel like Argento got like 3/4 of the way through the movie, and some of the cast had already like went home.
Yeah.
He was like, I hired you for the day, now leave.
Yes. They were like, we don't know what this movie is. We don't even know if you're ever going to finish this.
Are we to assume, by the way, given the ending, that all the other students just burned alive?
I guess so. Like, did she not think, like, I should help everybody else get out of here? She's like, I'm just out of here. I'm
she
done.
had to leave.
Is that
She
what
knew.
is
She
that
was
what
just
happened?
like, on my way out, I'm done.
Right.
I'm done.
But
Screw everyone else.
It's interesting just talking about the editing. And AJ, our friend in the corner, brought this up. How AJ, you would have opened it with the amazing set piece of the woman like looking out the window. She gets grabbed, she gets murdered, falls through, gets hung,
Through
all
the
the crazy.
stained glass.
You would have opened it with that scene. Is what you were saying. He nods
He's
in
nodding.
approval.
He's
And we're
quiet.
saying, we were
He's a
also
quiet
saying,
one.
but we realized we talked through it and we're like, well, it's almost more disorienting to start in the airport and then all of a sudden throw you right into this weird, like this girl's freaking out. It's raining. It's creepy. We don't know what's happening.
Some of the parts of that scene I had seen before in like compilations and like other media talking about the film Suspiria.
I feel like I've seen the shot of her.
Yeah, like
hanging at the end of the
absolutely.
rope
That's
and
iconic.
something.
That's
Yeah.
an iconic scene in
that's
horror.
one of the it's one of the most iconic scenes from the movie, and it's kind of unusual that it doesn't have anything to do with the main character or any of the other characters in the film.
Right.
For that
But
matter.
it is kind of like a forewarning of this is
Right.
happening at the studio, and this girl knows something, so we have to kill her.
You have to plant early on, I guess. Part of me wonders if it was like they shot the movie and they're like, we need something at the beginning just to give it a little bit more oomph, because otherwise it's very like
kind of zhuzh it.
Yeah, exactly. Just
I
like
don't
we
know.
need.
I think it was purposeful
Yeah.
because you notice every single person that knows something, from the girl that dies at the beginning to the pianist, the blind pianist, to Sarah, Susie's friend, to Susie. Everyone is figuring everything out. They all have to die.
Right.
Susie's the only one that makes it out alive.
That's true.
So I think it's important.
So do you think it's the most ignorant? Is it saying the most ignorant people are in fact the smartest people?
Absolutely.
That's how I feel about life in general. That's why I feel so smart.
So we're never going to die in a ballet studio in Germany.
That's right. Well, now we know. This movie is basically a documentary about why you don't go to German dance schools. And I feel like we could all benefit from this.
I feel like the
Excellent.
most effective and sort of shocking of the deaths is the blind pianist.
His dog
Yeah.
His dog is possessed. They possess the dog,
Right.
which
Right.
is unusual and also really sad. Really
I
sad.
know. I love dogs.
Well,
Why
like
would you
there's
do
there's a
that?
big long build up to it. You know, when he's walking out in this.
He goes to the German pub and sees
Abandoned.
the German men dancing, and it's
They're,
incredible.
That's right.
They're knickerbocking and
Which is, I think, a normal pastime for Germans. I mean, I can't speak for
but
them.
the
Haven't you been to Oktoberfest?
I mean, that's what it looks like.
But this man is walking in the darkness with his dog, and it's a big, giant, wide open area, and the dog's going crazy and barking and everything. And you're straining to make out anything in like the distance because there's so much space, so much empty space around him on all sides, and you're like, there's nothing around him. You know, there's nothing around him.
Right, you're waiting for
that's
something,
dangerous.
and the camera's swooping in on
Yeah.
him, and like they're
there's-
showing the statues and everything.
You're like, yeah, he's freaking out, but there's nothing around him. There's nothing like that's immediate danger to him. And then the dog that you think is like his best companion suddenly leaps up and tears his fucking throat out.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. And well, when the silhouettes flew by, like there was like witches on brooms. That's what
Maybe
it looked like to
witches
me.
on brooms.
Yeah, it looked like when he's like freaking out, and they show like the shadow of something
Well,
flying
they show
by.
also that the one statue that they zoom in on, that strange eagle thing.
Was it gone?
No, I mean,
I thought it was going to be like it's gone
yeah,
now.
I
but
was actually looking for the same thing.
yeah,
I think it was there the whole time. I mean, I will have to go back and watch.
It was there the whole time.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, that was great. The movie like immediately bombards you with like extreme production and set design
absolutely.
and lighting.
The set design is incredible.
Yeah, and it's amazing because it's not necessarily justified by anything in the story. The movie is so stylistically.
That's what a lot of these movies are like. A lot of giallo movies from this era. And if you guys aren't familiar with the term giallo, it means
Yellow. In
Yes.
Italian.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Giallo.
basically is. I think it was named after paperback novels of the era that were on yellow paper, and they were cheap and scandalous.
And they also had yellow covers
smutty.
for the most part.
No.
Yeah, they were smutty. So it was that sort of turned into a film genre. And another film kind of like this, not so ridiculously artistic over the top, is Mario Bava's Blood and Black Lace,
Okay.
which is a film about a model being stalked and people in the modeling agency or company being slowly bumped off, and it's a lot of these are whodunits. This one not so much, but a lot of them are like more classical. You know, there's a killer keeps reappearing, and who is it? And there's a lot of misdirection to throw you off. But in terms of artistic flair, that one has a lot in common with this. In terms of the colors, it's all very hyper realistic,
Yeah.
over the
For
top,
sure.
or like colors that don't appear in real life because they're so vivid. It's almost like when you go back and you rewatch something like The Wizard of Oz now, something that's in Technicolor, and it's too colorful,
Right.
unnaturally colorful.
This felt like that, but it works. It
This
worked
felt
for
like
the
that
movie.
intentionally because all of that lighting was done on set. Like none of that was done in post.
Yeah.
I think that he.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely lit each scene.
But it's amazing
intentionally.
because you don't necessarily think a lot of times. I feel like, especially film in this day and age, is very driven by like what does the story need and what are the characters doing and what is the mood. And this movie, the director uses the lighting to basically do the opposite. He's like, this is just going to be what I want. Like at random points, like someone will all of a sudden be lit with red or green, where it's like, where did this come
Purple,
from? There's
blue,
no
any color.
justification for it. Why is the lightning green? But like it works because you're like, okay, this place is weird and creepy.
And then
If-
the music plays, and you're like,
Yes.
the witches are near.
Exactly.
If you want to see a modern ghost story that actually incorporates some of these same sort of lighting cues and everything, has a bit of this flair, there's a movie called The Canal.
Okay.
I think it might be British or Irish. It's a ghost story from maybe 8 years ago.
I've never even heard of it.
It was on Netflix for a long while. It was on a bunch of our Netflix horror lists, but then they took it off recently. But you can
Another
still
plug
find it.
for our job.
Right. There you go.
At pastemagazine.com.
Yeah, pastemagazine.com.
Hey,
But
this
so,
is not sponsored by Paste.
well, this is something, speaking of the colors, that's something that we're talking about with the remake. It seems very muted.
Drab.
It's
Yeah.
drab. I'm okay with it, but especially, I mean, watching the trailer before I'd seen this movie, I was like, oh, this looks really creepy, and I'm excited.
I think that stylistically, that's just something that Luca does.
Yeah.
I'm on first name basis.
Yeah, you and Luca, besties.
Luca and I are we're really close.
But is that something, like, I mean, I'm almost, I don't, this movie you can only really make in this era, and I'm almost a little, I'm excited for the remake. A lot of reactions have been really good and great and excited, but I'm almost like you miss some of the manic energy when you get rid of that crazy lighting,
Absolutely.
the crazy music. Like, are we going to get that in
I
the
don't know.
remake?
I mean,
Strange accents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
inexplicable
I mean,
storytelling.
Tilda Swinton can put on whatever accent she
That's
wants in
true.
the new film. She can be whoever she wants. She's incredible. I think that stylistically, it's definitely a Luca Guadagnino thing.
Guadagnino.
Guadagnino.
You're on a first name basis, but struggling with the last name basis.
I'm working on it. There's a lot of consonants there.
Right.
It's hard.
No, it's okay.
It's hard, but I think stylistically, I mean, we've talked about Call Me by Your Name already. Like that entire film, despite being filmed on set, just like in Italy and just in these beautiful places, everything is very muted.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of the vibe he's going to continue going with.
He's definitely got a very, like, there are distinct stylistic moments in Call Me by Your Name that I
Yes.
think, like the
Absolutely.
feudal devices scene where it's
don't
like
don't
say it, don't
stop.
even say
I'm
the name
gonna
of the
cry.
song.
I can't.
But
I
like
cannot, I
there are
cannot.
moments in that where I can see the flashes of kind of the manic sensibility that anything related to
Absolutely.
Suspiria is going to need. But I've also heard that Suspiria, he was saying it's not a remake, it's not a sequel.
Yeah,
it's kind
its own
of
thing.
just
It's the same story in his own way.
It's like I don't remember the exact
It's called
word.
a remake.
It's well, he's calling it. He's very like, oh, it's like a sibling. It's like a I don't know what he called it, but he basically
that means
a fancy
please
word.
don't judge me.
He's
Please
trying
do
to
not compare me to
he's
Dario
trying to
Argento.
trick us.
Although I will say Dario Argento is still alive, so I mean I've got to think that he has some input on
Oh,
this.
I wonder what he said about that.
I really want
don't
to know what he says.
I don't know if I have time.
This is something we should have researched before.
Unfortunately, I think we may be in the era now of people just not caring what Dario Argento says.
I care. I care. We
after
care.
looking up his filmography, that's not surprising.
Leave him alone.
Leave Dario
Leave
alone.
Dario Argento
Dario's
alone.
had a couple rough decades.
You know what? Not everyone can have good decades.
Okay, so I
one
looked
after
it
another.
up, and on IndieWire, there's an article that says Dario Argento says remake of Suspiria shouldn't happen, but this is back in 2016. I don't even know if this is when.
It was actually so this has been coming down the pipeline for a very long time. Very long time.
He said so when it was announced, he was like, this shouldn't happen.
Well,
Which
I
of course
mean,
he should. I mean, it's a
he
very
probably doesn't want someone to do a better job with his idea.
Well, it's also like you can't recreate the kind of manic sensibility that this movie
Absolutely not.
has.
But I mean,
If he's anything
the main
like
girl,
Stephen King, we should just listen to the opposite of his assessment of the quality of the film.
Yes, I don't know if I need the Dracula 2000 director. I don't necessarily need him to tell me what I need. And
Everyone
don't need.
has their moments, and everyone has bad moments. So leave Dario
Dario alone.
But I will say the main actress from the original has a cameo in the new film.
Spoiler alert, everybody.
It's not a spoiler. It's widely
news.
publicized.
It's news.
Widely publicized.
All
It's
right.
not a spoiler. But I feel like the entire thing, she's in almost every scene.
Yeah.
I feel like if it wasn't going to be done well, she wouldn't do it because that's what she's known for.
Gotcha. So is there anything about this movie that doesn't necessarily work for either of you? I mean, I know you love it, Annie, but Jim, like, was there anything you kind of
Can't wait to
were
hear what
missing
Jim
from this
says.
experience that you wish you had? Or
I wasn't so much a fan of her friend Sarah.
Leave Sarah alone.
leave Dario and Sarah
There's
alone.
a lot of
They're off
scenes
limits.
where she's just kind of whispering things at her, and it's not always, for one, it's not always easy to make out what the hell she's talking about.
That's true. This film does have some weird mixing issues where you have
Yeah.
to increase the volume a lot and
Yeah.
then decrease it because then
Yeah.
Goblin comes in, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, so whenever the soundtrack is on, it's blaring, but then whenever Sarah's trying to whisper gibberish at her, like,
important plot information, it's very quiet.
and then of course there's the scene that we talked about while it was happening when she goes
To the psychiatrist.
off-site. Yeah, she goes off-site, which is jarring in itself because the entire film has taken place at the school ever since the beginning.
Right.
We've been in the academy for like more than an hour, and suddenly she's just in the sunlight.
Talking to a man in a green blazer.
She's in the
Yeah.
sunlight talking to a man in a green blazer who's explaining a bunch of local history related to the place, and
It also
it
undercuts.
kind of just lets all the tension out like a
Yeah,
balloon.
it's like she can just leave at any point, and it's not just like she's like haunted. She's like, I'm just gonna go talk to my friend.
For reference, for those who haven't seen the film that are listening, it's her friend Sarah's old friend, aka old psychiatrist,
Who's
which you should
also
always be
one
friends
of
with
the-
your psychiatrist.
He's also one of the lead vampires in Blade. For all you Blade fans
not
out there,
relevant.
it's completely relevant. I think if we look and examine this, the key to Suspiria and Blade, one specifically, can be found in that actor.
The
I think
Blade
there's
connection.
the
But
Blade
then that
connection.
actor, as per most actors in this film, just disappears for the rest of it.
Exactly.
And he's replaced by an old, disgruntled, very disheveled man.
But so Jim, are those the main things that kind of took it back for you?
Just a little.
Yeah.
More or less, it was exactly what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah. I almost wanted it to go even more crazy. I'm like super into David Lynch right now, so I'm always like, if you can just go completely nuts, I'll be okay with it. So moments like that where it takes you back into the real world where it's like, here are just normal people living their lives and everything's okay. But they also use it as an information dump that's really awkward, where he's like, by the way, witches are known to do these things and blah, 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 and they are terrible. And it's about an hour and 10 minutes into the movie. Like,
Yeah.
so we only got about 20 minutes left. And
Well,
we're like, okay.
like I said at the beginning, the last 12 minutes are the important part.
It's true. The last 12 minutes were fantastic. How did you feel about those, Jim?
They were so good, it seemed like 10 minutes.
That's the best possible review you can give
amazing.
anything.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But it was,
I
mean,
also like at the end it says, "You've been watching Suspiria."
yes, that was a very nice reminder in case anyone forgot.
I forgot.
Like
what
someone's
Tell
going to
your
stand up in
friends.
the theater and be like, this wasn't Bambi.
They're going to wait until the end of the movie to be like, wait, you're telling me? I wasn't watching Bambi this entire time?
Where are the deers?
Yeah, where are the deers, the talking animals?
That deer doesn't show up soon.
I'm going to be pissed. But so Annie, I mean, you love this movie, but
I
is there
love it
any
so
is there
much.
anything you would say doesn't work for you, or you would try to change?
It's difficult because, like, I know every film has flaws, but it's just this one I think works so well as a whole. I know that you guys don't appreciate the scene with the psychiatrist, but I think for someone that
I appreciate it simply for the fact that that man was in Blade and I recognized him like for 20. I'm so excited about this.
You were really stoked on it.
I was about the only. I think I'm the only person in the world who knows this. This is a world exclusive on Missing Frames. The man from Blade is also. Look it up, people.
Absolutely. I don't know. I just I love that scene personally because I think that it's important to know the background, the history. Because if that scene wasn't there, we would just be like, wow, I guess this place is haunted, and I guess there's witches, and here we have this weird witch ceremony, and there's all these weird things happening. I will say I don't like the maggot scene.
But is that because it
It's
just makes
gross.
you yes?
It's uneasy.
So it does
it's
its
uncomfortable.
job.
But
yeah.
also, why?
The stuff,
where do the
some
maggots
stuff
come
like
from?
some stuff like that is weird in the sense that was not any of the witches doing.
Right. It just
That was
was
just
like,
something
oh,
that
the
literally
attic has
that was
maggots.
just something that literally happened. that was not them.
You don't think it was from, maybe the fact that people are just dying left and right in this dance place and they have dead bodies
I mean, that
and
could be
all of
it.
a sudden there's maggots?
Yeah.
You
It
don't
was
think
a trunk full of food for some reason.
What's that, AJ?
Forces them all into the same room, and they get to hear.
Oh, that's right. They
an
that really
important
great
plot
scene
point.
where they put them all in the same room. They have
Yeah,
the
but
red
it
curtains on.
wasn't the doing of the antagonist. Like when you're watching the film, when something like that happens, you're assuming that it is part of the master plan of the antagonists to like drive her crazy or something. No, it was just somebody left out
Yeah,
a bunch
they're
of
really-
spoiled food.
But also, how gross would it be to brush your hair and all of a sudden you look at your hairbrush and it's covered in maggots?
That happens to me every day, and I mean,
That's-
I've just gotten used to it.
You
at
need to
this
work
point.
on that.
I know.
That's what
I
I-
should
They make
see a
special
doctor.
shampoo.
I should see a doctor.
That's what I see whenever I close my eyes.
But so I guess to the opposite of that question, favorite moments from this movie, Jim.
God.
Like what is the moment like when you're selling this to other people, you're going to say there's this scene, you've got to see it for this.
I mean, I'm not a good person to ask about that sort of thing because I find it difficult to separate my tendency to want to make fun from
film
enjoyment, and
is
I quite
easy to make
enjoyed
fun.
when Sarah didn't look where she was jumping from a window into a room full of barbed wire,
That's
completely filled with barbed wire, and just landed in it. It was like, oh no.
She had it coming. Maybe the barbed wire
Guess
wasn't
I'll
there
die.
until she landed.
Honestly.
It's a sneaky witch trick. But Annie, what about you?
What was
Oh.
the function exactly of that room full of barbed wire?
Who
It's a
cares?
room full
Was
of
that
barbed
supposed
wire.
to be a trap?
It was legitimate. I think that we just have all this extra barbed wire. We're
Right.
not sure what
Just
to
put
do
it in
with
the
it.
one room, just in case someone
cram
tries to
it-
escape
cram
out
it
that
in a
small
room.
window.
I don't know.
big
Favorite part of the film.
Pile.
The pile of barbed wire is our
That's
favorite.
your favorite part, too.
I don't know. I think that it's just. I don't know. I think that from the dance standpoint, it's very interesting to watch. Like we
The
were
German
saying
dancing.
earlier,
The Lederhosen German
the
dancers.
Lederhosen was incredible.
That it was great.
I don't know. It's just like the lighting was so persistent throughout
Yeah.
the entire thing. Like you knew as soon as the weird tinkly goblin music played, and as soon as the lights changed, which we're learning thanks to AJ that whenever the lighting changes, it means that it's actually pitch black.
Right.
Which I did
So
not.
no one else can
that was
see.
not a takeaway. I just assumed, oh wow, everything is lit in blue. This is cool.
So like
Wow,
the goblin music is like this movie's.
It turns out the lights.
Well, it's this movie's version of the Friday the 13th.
Right. Or like the Jaws theme where it's like the shark is coming and you know it's there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you don't really pick up on that the first time you watch it because you're just like, this is a fun, weird, tension-inducing song. Cool. But now, I don't know. It adds to the plot, and I really like that because it's from not the first time seeing this. This was actually the third time seeing it for me, and it's just like it adds to it, and it makes it a little bit different, but at the same time it holds the element that a lot of horror films have where you're like, pay attention. This is when you need to pay attention.
Yeah, this is I can see a lot of like modern audiences being very turned off by the need to like invest in it because it's like there aren't loud explosions and monsters. It's like very psychologically driven.
Absolutely.
There is loud music.
There is loud music. Never mind, I take it back. Jim, you are correct. I loved the stylistic flourishes. I loved I think the opening sequence where it's just her getting pulled out of the window, her face getting smashed against the window,
the face smushing,
and then all that. I thought that was brilliant.
Special.
I really enjoyed myself throughout the movie.
Absolutely.
I think that opening, the ending was great, but all the weirdness in between, even the random like let's halt everything in its tracks to explain what's happening, to me is part of the charm of it.
Yeah, and it's cool too to see, everyone in the entire place is in on it. And if you're not in on it, you're either completely oblivious or you're trying to figure out what's happening.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to believe that her little smiling boyfriend was in on it or not.
Smiling
He was so
boyfriend,
cute. He was so cute.
They explained homeboy was broke. So homeboy was just doing chores left and right, and his chores happened to be around Susie. And she's allowed to have a love interest. Leave her alone.
That's right. Leave Susie alone too.
So he wasn't in on it?
No, I don't think that he was in on it. I think
little
that
Lord Fauntleroy was.
The little
nephew,
creepy kid.
The nephew was.
Would you call him Fritz?
Fritz.
Fritz,
Yeah, he
little
looked.
Fritz.
His outfit. Okay, I grew up dancing, as we've talked about several times. His outfit, spot on. Fritz from the Nutcracker, the little shithead brother.
Do you think
of
that's a
Clara.
crossover? This is a connected universe that we need to make happen?
100%.
Okay.
Suspiria and the Nutcracker are now connected. I'll make sure Atlanta Ballet next time.
In the remake, they're going to address this.
Nutcracker
I think.
3D, maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I think if there's
Dario's
anything,
on it.
if there's anything I would complain about, the ending where she is like, it's a very intense ending, and then she just stabs the evil headmaster, and then she escapes, and she's like, "Oh, everything's okay."
Big
and that's
explosion,
that's
the
the
end.
end of the movie. It was
have
like,
been
wait, that
watching
was pretty
Suspiria.
easy. I know exactly.
In the olden days, you could just end a movie as soon as the main antagonist was dead, or as soon as the main challenge was overcome. I love this about kung fu movies in particular. Like the second the villain is killed,
The second Bruce Lee defeats all, and done.
It's
I saw one time where the villain wasn't even done dying, and
the movie just starts.
It ends while he's like still falling down.
Did you see the Zatoichi movies?
What?
Zatoichi?
No,
it's the
no.
Blind Samurai.
Yeah,
the second one is like an immediate ending. He literally slashes the guy and it ends.
They're all like that.
It's great.
There's never even any little epilogue.
I mean, is there anything we haven't covered that you guys want to bring to the...
I think that we've covered it really well. I would like to say that I am just extraordinarily excited for the reboot.
I think so too. I think it's going to be really good.
I think that it's going to be a different direction, same story, obviously, but I think that it might be a little bit more visceral horror.
I think so. That's the vibe. They have lots of like spikes and things that are like, we're going to use this and you're going to hate it.
Absolutely. And I mean, you put Tilda Swinton in anything and it's going to be something that you have to think about.
I think as long as they keep up the kind of hypnotizing weirdness, that's what I want. I don't want a straight remake, but I think that is an element that's important to anything related. If you're gonna remake it, at least keep the bonkers kind of like what is happening in this movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it sort of needs that.
Yeah.
How do you feel now that you've seen the original? How do you feel about Tom York doing the new soundtrack?
I just hope I'm kind of
Since
sad
we
because I
know
do
who
love
Tom
this
York
soundtrack.
is.
I don't
No
know if
comment.
you can top it. No comment.
No comment.
You don't. Okay, are you not a Radiohead fan?
Not particularly.
Oh my god, that's another episode. That's another Missing Frames
Yeah,
episode.
we can't. I just feel like, okay, so just as Trent Reznor did the soundtrack for Social Network, I
Right.
feel like it's going to be the same vibe.
Well,
where it's
you and
gonna
I, Annie, have discussed that I think Tom York's a little jealous of Johnny Greenwood, and
Oh,
he's now
100%.
like, it's my turn to
He's
make
like,
a weird soundtrack.
I want to do this. I can do this.
I can do this.
And
I invented Radiohead. It was me.
I mean, you got to think. I mean, now we keep going back to Call Me by Your Name, but like Sufjan Stevens did some of the soundtrack
Right.
for that, and I think Luca has a very good way of proliferating the tone of
Yes.
his film by the music, and I think that Tom York is going to be exceptional.
So final.
That is my
but
takeaway.
That's it. I think that's true. So final ratings on a scale of 1 to 5. Crazy bats. Do we just want to do crazy bats?
5 crazy bats.
Towel-covered bats. How many on a scale of 1 to 5, Jim, would you give it after this first viewing?
4.
Okay.
I say that because I've seen crazier.
Not all of us can be B-movie connoisseurs, Jim.
That's true. I would probably say 3.5, 4.
Yeah.
Leaning up to 4. But
I mean, I'm going to obviously say 5 just because I adore this film.
I'm
And
excited to watch it again. I mean, it's definitely
Good.
coming into my Halloween rotation. I
It
feel like
should.
it's magic.
Yeah.
It's a lot of magic. Not just because they're witches, but because it's a magic film and I like it. But that's it. I mean, that's Suspiria in a nutshell, I'd say. So, yes, Suspiria. If you haven't seen it, then you shouldn't have listened. We just spoiled the entire movie.
When I was actually, I just want to say this really quickly.
Yeah, say it.
It's based off of a short story that came out.
Oh,
in
is it
the
really?
1940s? A long time
Now
ago.
I want to read that too.
You definitely should.
Have you read it?
I have not, but I saw it on the Wikipedia. And
Well,
I just wanted to say that it's based off of something else.
We should all go seek that out. But also, you should seek us out on social media if you would like. I'm at YayShondorman. If you want to yell at me about Suspiria, feel free to. I know there's some people who are really obsessed with this movie. Maybe there are people who hate it. I don't know why you would. But come talk to me there. Jim, Annie, are there places where people can find you?
Oh, absolutely. At Hello Annie Black on both Twitter and Instagram.
I don't think I'm following you on either.
Please
I'm going
do.
to do it right now.
Please,
yeah, and
please.
I'll talk to you about Suspiria on there.
I am the unofficial but self-proclaimed Suspiria correspondent for Paste
perfect.
Magazine.
Perfect.
So I will talk to you about Suspiria, old or new, at any given moment.
That sounds legitimate to me. So, Jim, what about you?
No Instas for me. Just at.
Jim doesn't know how to use Instagram.
I actually do have an account. I've just never used it a single time.
It should just, from now on, just be images from Suspiria.
Just Twitter at Jim Vorel, Vorel.
He's famous. He
I
has a
am
lot more
the-
followers than
I am
both
the-
me and
Both
Sean
combined.
Yes, I'm the official Suspiria correspondent for Paste
Oh,
Magazine.
there's a lot of frustration in your eyes, Annie.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
Annie, are you okay?
No.
Are you okay? Are
Stop.
you okay, Annie?
Please
Sorry, that has nothing to do with Suspiria.
Please
but
stop.
this whole episode, you know what? I hope this episode reflected the manic energy and nonsensical
I don't see how it
vibe
could not at this
of
point.
the movie itself. I hope that's what you've taken away from this. And on that note, thanks for listening. And if you like this, if you're listening on iTunes or wherever there are rating systems, give us all the ratings you possibly can. The good ratings, all the stars, and all the happy.
All the 5 crazy bats.
5 crazy bats. Give us. I think we've earned them. I think we are entitled to those.
I
But
feel like a crazy bat after this.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Fade out on Goblin.